So, yeah, time to pack up and get the stuff over to the hotel where we're gonna do Conscious Life. Time to turn on the Pucifer and get the stuff out of the garage and load it up into the car. Okay, bistro tables and chairs, signage, table, our cart, my meditation pillow, the rugs, a couple boxes of tablecloths and such. That will be the first load. This is the mezzanine where we're gonna be, near the conference rooms and stuff. All right, and then this right here is our spot.
Oh yeah, it's every single one of our meeting rooms. So yeah, it's a big conference.
Well, that's what they give you
I mean, this is definitely one
to
of the
start
biggest
with,
places. Yeah.
but that's what we do to it, so it'll transform. Hey, this is Ethan and Lelia for Myself as My Cards, and we wanted to talk about our weekend. We just wrapped up over at Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles. It was at the Hilton near the airport, LAX, and it's a huge event. What did you think of that?
Hundreds of vendors, lots of interesting topics, lots of interesting costumes, lots of interesting food. We said 4 floors, right? 4 floors. So 2 of them I think were themed, but the main theme one is the rabbit hole, which everybody, they have like a discotheque at the bottom that after in the evening people go let loose.
Yeah.
But it was huge.
Yeah, lots and lots of people. Well attended all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we presented our card readings. We had our booth. We brought in our tables and our whole setup, and did a lot of great readings. It was kind of phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. A fun note about that, so it's such an event that people fly in for it and stuff, and when you first come in, you see people sitting in the lobby with their books, which are the what is it called, the events, what
Oh,
time
yeah.
people are speaking and all that stuff. And it's like a sporting event. They sit down and they're circling everything and trying to figure out how are they going to get from this floor to that floor at this time. So there's hundreds of speakers and stuff too. So anyways, it's just fun to watch. People get all excited. And
Absolutely. And the floor that we're on, that we have been on for the last 2 years, the mezzanine, we're back by where one of the main halls, where the speakers, all the speaker rooms are. So you'll have this influx of people waiting in the hall, causing a ruckus, and then they all go into the rooms, and then it quiets down. Mm-hmm. And then 45 minutes later, they all emerge from the rooms again, and it's a big ruckus. So it's pretty good. But we like it because that brings people by our booth as they're on their way to and from, and then people get to see where we are and what we're doing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So reading, we had a lot of very good readings. It's surprising how intimate it still is, even though there's that rush of people and stuff where we were, right?
Yeah.
Still very intimate, able to focus and get some good readings in and stuff with folks. So that was cool.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why we're making this video is we thought that with all the readers that follow us who appreciate cards, we thought maybe some of you would either appreciate the insight of the Conscious Life experience that we could bring to you if you're not in another part of the world or something like that, or if you're thinking about becoming a professional card reader, that maybe some of the things that we can share would help or inform. We want to do a little bit more of that with our videos, because that's what we spend a lot of our energy on with cards these days. Not so much buying new decks. It's more about really reading them for real people is really what our interest is. So if you have any questions or comments, please reach out. Let us know if you think that that's something you'd like to see, or want us to focus in on more, answer any questions, whatever like that. Please let us know, and we'll try to do that.
Mm-hmm. On that note, though, before we go further into the technicalities of it, I wanted to ask you what you thought what was like some of the favorite highlights of the of the weekend for you.
Aside from some of the cool vendors that I saw, the things that happened at my table that I liked, we're starting to read for some, I would call it, we want to be HIPAA compliant with our patient client, what do you call it? The
client confidentiality is very important.
But, so we're reading for some celebrity adjacent people, let's say, and people involved in politics. And these humans have real reading questions, and it's neat to do these kinds of readings for folks. But celebrities aside, the all of the readings were deep and different. It reminds me of why I got into reading in the first place. And then other than that, I kind of got a kick out of, so at my table, I don't know about you, were people talking about, so what is the energetic exchange,
Yeah, I was worried about that, the highlight. So, trades, mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. Exchanges, bartering for services and stuff, and that's cool. Mm-hmm. Well, you had some really cool ones. I'll just quickly share, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. You had cool ones too.
So I exchanged readings for readings. Yes. I also exchanged with this neat lady a reading for some acupressure, because I've been having problems with tendonitis, and she gave me an excellent session, and I'm just like, wow, that was great. That was probably more than the card reading exchange. It was really neat. And yeah, other than that, it was mostly just exchanging things. But I thought the acupuncture pressure was cool, and Ethan even got some acupressure done in it as well.
Yeah,
So,
she helped me with my neck and my shoulders, and it really was nice, especially when you're reading all day like that. Yeah, that was nice.
yeah. So that was cool.
It is cool, and yeah. So I did my first. So I've done a reading in trade for mushrooms before, and I thought that was nice. Oh, it was a card deck. I traded a card deck for some mushrooms, and but then also
Medical grade mushrooms.
legal,
yes.
and also. So this time, a troy ounce silver coin, a nice Mayan calendar, detailed, beautiful. So I've traded a reading for silver, and I just thought that was pretty neat. And then also, there was a lady that did. She's doing kind of these resin suspensions of metals. It's a new thing. You may have seen it out there in various different forms. This was a coin-sized thing that you can keep on your person, almost like a stone, or one could possibly turn it into a talisman type of a thing too. And I'd like to talk with her more about maybe doing some of that kind of work. But yeah, and these are special pieces now that the energy exchange, not just money.
Yeah. Another highlight for me is getting the opportunity to do readings for readers, right? And not in necessarily an exchange, in an actual client situation, but just the interesting way those readings get to go, right? Because they have their knowledge, I have my knowledge. We read and see things differently, and but putting them together too, talking, I like that a lot. It was cool. It's cool.
Yeah. So, just a tip on, can it be done in a way that you get back what you invest into it? Yes. Can you be profitable with it? Yes. One of the things that helps us out with our business model is that we can take an 8x8 space. We can both read in it, and we will both be reading clients at the same time, in a pretty good portion of the day. So that's what makes it work for us. Various different people have different ways of doing it. Sometimes we bring products, and we're trying to figure out how to balance the products and the readings. We're thinking about maybe should we have one reading table and one of us can do the products while the other is doing readings. We're thinking about those things, but this, anyway, so I would recommend if you can partner up with somebody and read together. One of the first concerns that we had was, will we be too close together, and will the readings conflict, and will there be the ability to focus? But I mean, have you ever had a problem with that?
No, not at all. I mean, we do set up a kind of a energetic boundary between us. We have at a table that we share supplies and stuff, Kleenex and our herbs and things that we wanted to bring with us for, just for ourselves, as well as if we wanted to give some stuff to people that we read for, and that table in between us, it is just, it's there, but it's not like it's up above, like head level, right?
Right.
So it's not a real separation between us, but yeah, it gives just that energetic block. It separates the two of us, and then we're just individual, and I've never had a problem.
Yeah, and it seems like when you lock in with a client, it becomes very much a focus.
Well, that's a very important thing to do when you're working with a client. Focusing on that client is where it's at. I mean, that's where the best reading comes from. If you're distracted.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
But you don't end up. You're not that way, anyways.
Yeah.
If you really care about your art, if you care about the art of reading, I think naturally you're going to focus in pretty good, and it's amazing how what can be going on around you, and there are times when there's crazy talk and lots of loudness, and you guys are talking pretty loud to hear each other. So yeah.
That's cool.
It takes a lot of energy to do it.
Yeah,
That's a lot of reading. I was tanked by the end.
3 days,
Yeah.
long days. Okay, so from basically 9 o'clock in the morning, the hours there are from 9 in the morning, right, till 9 at night.
Yeah.
We didn't do all of those, but the majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, those are long, long days. So what do you do to get through those days?
Yeah. Well, for one, we usually, so that one person can be at the tables in the spot at all times, I'll break separately for lunch and she'll break separately for lunch. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the snack mom over here who has cared for our souls.
So yeah, snacks and hydration are very important. So I always make sure we have something salty, something sweet, something with high protein, something that's not like sticky, too sugary, stuff like that. I actually also bring lozenges because if you get loud all day long, your voice starts to go. Lozenge is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Water, I like to use alkaline water because I think it helps with the hydration more. And just remember to stand up, stretch, walk
Absolutely.
around.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard when you have client after client after client. It's okay to say, I need just a quick break. I'll be right back. Have a seat. I'll be right with you. And they'll wait because they're invested in the reading as well. So they'll wait. So it's okay to have to do that if you need to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good for
Mm-hmm.
snacks. You just need that stuff. Come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a nice piece of chocolate, like not too sugary, but like dark chocolate and stuff. It's like it has a little bit of caffeine in it, has the feel good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good pick me up.
And remembering to take your breaks, and of course the balance of the timing of those breaks, right? So you want to be knowledgeable of your. You want to be there to service for people when they're ready to talk and have their readings. There is kind of a lull at lunchtime, but I think some people also want to take advantage of that lull by sitting down with you at that time. Mm-hmm. Seems like fairly consistently almost any time that we're reading around 2 o'clock, like 1:30, 2 o'clock, we just notice a little lull, and one of us has to break for lunch right about that. It's usually a later, but you need to do it. If you don't take a break, by the time 5 o'clock comes around, you might think that you're running on, all this energy because you're doing all these readings, but you'll run out of gas,
So speaking of energy, let's talk about energy, right?
Mm.
So like, how do you protect your energy? How do you cleanse your energy? How do you protect your personal space? How do you let go of one client? I mean, you may have a heavy reading and that client gets up and walks away and there's somebody waiting for you and they sit down and you almost want to wipe away your tears, right? And you're like, hi, and they want to know about this next new adventure, this next person, and you got to like switch it up.
Yeah.
I guess for me, now I'll ask you how you do it, but for me, I kind of just, if it's that rapid, I just go, okay, I'm focusing on you now, and then if I have a moment, then I use our sprays. We've, got protection spray, sage
Mm-hmm.
spray, our vision spray to re-up my visionary, tune in my my vision stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes getting up, walking away, just do a little fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then get back down and sit down and.
Yeah, if you're listening to your body, it'll tell you what you need. You just don't want to push that aside, is what I found. And I think that we can do probably a whole episode on that kind of thing. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, we got more serious this time about establishing our area because you're next to vendors and stuff too who also want to have. Some vendors like to expand their boundaries and see how flexible everybody around them can be because they're just maybe they have their sun in Leo and their Mars in Aries.
They're very expansive.
Yeah. But some of us have Saturn placements that yeah, so stuff like that. So yeah, we could probably talk more about that
Okay.
too.
Yeah,
But yeah.
good.
salt and gravel root and things like that you can put down underneath your carpets, around your space, a little saging, stuff like that. And we keep sage spray that we can kind of clear off, and various different things. So yeah, maybe we'll focus on that at some point. So that was fun talking with Leela about our weekend. To follow is just some more footage, leftover footage, if you want to see more of the show and a little bit of the rabbit hole discotheque. And see you next time.
We're not quite sure. I have a bottled sale too.
So, grilled cheese, cocoa yolk parfait, there's a lot of that stuff that's just great. Add my powder. Add sweetener.
Everything's done with salvage material. Everything's
You're expecting something more than you get?
Yeah.
More like a
Thank you.